This past week, Marjorie Taylor Greene had her primary race in the state of Georgia, which she won very easily. And she won it very easily because she was actually running unopposed. So really would have been impossible for her to lose unless there was just a huge write-in campaign for another candidate. So she won her primary that she was running in unopposed. However, according to the, and I use the term very loosely here, experts, there are some troubling red flags with Marjorie Taylor Greene's victory in her unopposed race. For example, and I do agree that this is a red flag, don't get me wrong, she raised $5 million for her campaign in a deep red Georgia district where she didn't have an opponent. The problem is she raised $5 million and she spent almost $5 million to run against nobody. That is a big red flag, right? You're in a deep red district. They do like you. You actually gained some voters in some of the areas where you were lagging in 2022, just a couple thousand, a handful of thousands, really. But you spent $5 million for that, and you do still have to run a general election race. And that is, of course, where these experts say that, Marjorie Taylor Greene could be in danger of losing her seat. Now, this is where I completely disagree with these experts. As much as I would love to see Marjorie Taylor Greene's campaign go down in flames and have her unseated by a Democrat, that ain't gonna happen. In 2022, when she was running against a very good Democrat, Marcus Flowers, she beat him by 34 points. And this was a race that had gained national attention. Marcus Flowers was able to raise tons of money, and it did nothing. Marjorie Taylor Greene beat him by 34 points. But let me read you what one of these so-called experts has to say. Her high spending rate, or burn rate, could allow a Democratic opponent to defeat her in November's general election. While raising $5 million is impressive, blowing through most of it already is concerning. So while not having any Republican opponents made her primary easy, her massive campaign spending suggests she may be vulnerable if Democrats find a well-funded candidate to run against her. That's an expert, by the way. An expert who is literally telling us that, hey, it's all about the money, right? It doesn't matter that it's a deep red Republican district. If you spend enough money, you'll get Republicans to vote for a Democrat. Why hasn't anybody ever thought of that, right? I mean, if it's that easy, then Lindsey Graham isn't in the Senate, is he? Mitch McConnell's not in the Senate. Ted Cruz isn't in the Senate. This might be one of the dumbest things I've ever read from somebody that is being referred to in this article as an expert. Lindsey Graham got clobbered in fundraising in his last election. And what happened? Lindsey Graham won. Lindsey Graham won easily. Let's not forget Mitch McConnell. Oh, his last race, right? Amy McGrath, tons, millions and millions of dollars coming in, a well-funded Democrat. So is Mitch McConnell a private citizen these days? No, he's still freezing up on Capitol Hill. Well, what about Ted Cruz and Beto O'Rourke? Oh, remember that? Beto O'Rourke got tens of millions of dollars, all this out-of-state money, Hollywood money coming in. So that's why we have Senator Beto O'Rourke and private citizen Ted Cruz, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry, that also didn't happen. When you're in a deep red area, whether it is a deep red state or a deep red district, when we are talking about double-digit advantages for Republicans based on the population and the demographics, there is no amount of money that is going to overcome that for the Democrats. You're lighting money on fire. And I still see, God love them, you've got these, Democratic, left-wing, commentators and social media personalities. They're still swearing up and down, we can turn Texas blue. I've been doing this for 20 years. Every election cycle is all those think pieces. Oh, this is the year Democrats are going to turn Texas blue. We're turning Texas blue. And every election cycle, disappointment. The Republican won by more than we thought they would. Oops. It ain't going to happen yet. Maybe in the future, maybe 20, 30 years from now, it could happen. But like with Marjorie Taylor Greene's district, it's not going to happen overnight with a Democrat sitting on $10 million. It's just not. She could have 50 cents in her campaign versus a Democrat with 50 million, and she's still going to win. I would prefer to not light that money on fire and maybe go fund a Democrat in a swing district, right? That makes more sense. I don't like Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I want her out of office. But because of where her district is and because of the voters there, that ain't going to happen. So let's put aside these pipe dreams, let's put away these expert opinions, and start dealing with reality. Hey everybody, I don't know if you've noticed this, but we are closing in on a pretty major milestone here at Fair and Balanced as we approach 500,000 subscribers. But we're not there yet, and we definitely need your support. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, like and comment on the videos and share them as widely as possible.